Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome back to another episode of Nosh's Quest to Gold. Today we're going to be looking at another couple of games, back-to-back games actually, surprisingly, between myself, Nosh, the blue Pro Oz player, spawning down the bottom right hand side of this map I absolutely fucking despise, and up the top left hand side my red Terran opponent, GorgonFMan. I'm going to call him Gordon Freeman because everyone loves Gordon Freeman, but you can tell he's not the real Freeman because he's actually typing things in the message log. Now, the reason I'm going to show you these two contrasting games is much like the last two contrasting games, a game where I play well and a game where I don't play as well. Now, this was the first of the two games, and I'm even going to describe them as a two-game series because this is the first time I think this has happened to me where I've played the same person on the ladder back-to-back, game 1 then game 2. Now, if we take a little look at the start of the game, you should see that I'm off with my 9 pylon scout. Now, I don't usually send a 9 pylon scout out as early against Terran because, well, not a lot of the time am I really needed to scout that early, and it's better to hold on to the minerals, hold the people on the line, and push up, you know, wait for a 12, what's the name of the building? Gateway, a 12 gateway scout to happen here. Now, the Freeman has... He's starting his barracks over here. He's not walling off, so I can sneak right on into his base. I can check, you know, if he's got his gas down yet, and then park myself just over in this little corner here. Back at home, I do have my gateway up. That's it, just going up there and just constantly working and chronoing out my probes, getting my economy going. Now I'm just gonna double check that this is definitely a barracks, because I don't think I clicked it the first time through. Meanwhile, I think I might have spotted his little scout coming on into my base. Now, coming back round again, we're going to check the gas again just to see if there is any gas. I'm not sure if he tried to grab a hold of my probe or if his workers just did something funny, but now he's going to give me a little drill up the bum. I don't imagine that's the most pleasant experience in the world for probes, having a drill forced into you, but, you know, oh, look at the epic micro. That's me running away. I don't think he's going to wall off so well, so... And the marina is coming out, you can see the lights are on, so that's me sneaking out of the base. Back down home, the Freeman himself is running around my base. He can see what's going on. I'm getting a probe to follow him, give him a couple of zaps so that he can't just stay still or he'll get a worker kill. He'll give away a worker kill, he'll get a worker kill. Good job. Holding the tower over here, I can kind of see if any pushes come down. I'm pointing in the minimap this side of the minimap here, but I don't actually like the position of the two Zolnagas here because you can still kind of bypass. Well, not really. You can't really bypass them completely, but at the same time, I don't know. Just they look like funny faces, and this eye and this eye and this tiny little smile here. See it? The two eyes and the smile. It's kind of weird, right? I'm kind of weird. Leave me alone. I'm starting my warp gate now. You're actually going to see. I'm also chronoing out a stalker as well as my warp gate research, and somehow I managed to not kill this guy, so I'm probably going to lose my worker by the time I get up here. But if I remember correctly, I'm going to get vision enough, not the Freeman vision, I'm going to get vision enough following him up the ramp. Am I? Oh, accidental spotting of a command center before getting absolutely murdered by Billie Jean, the Marine down here. Now his command center was almost done, close to completion as well, and because of that, you're going to see that I've got 2 gateways here. I'm bringing out some sentries. I'm pretty sure I put down a 4th gate as well. Actually, no, I'm going to guess 3 gate robo. That's my guess. I don't have a lot of gas coming in at the moment though. I've only just moved 3 workers onto this assimilator, so I can't really tell. Now, the Freeman's making a good effort. He's getting his bunker down on this little choke here. What he's not doing is paying attention to this choke here at all. I mean, you'd expect, like, eventually when he moves his thing down, a couple of barracks, or a supply depot, or a bunker, or, you know, something here, because, a bunker here would be quite nice, but, you know, that would mean I'd have to kill the destructible rocks at this expansion here to sneak around the back way. Or at least a supply depot or something so he gets vision of this direction here. Now, I'm actually good at calling my own play, because I was the one playing the game. Bump my mouse. I was the one playing the game, so we've got a robo. You can see I've just rallied it to somewhere up here so I can get my first observer out and actually have a wee peek to see what's going on. I'm not being very aggressive and poking out with these units as yet, but I do think, yeah, as I say that, they're about to move up and have a wee look. At the same time, warp gate's just finishing and I'm getting my 3 gates robo, ready to go. I've also placed a pylon. I don't know if you noticed, but this little probe snuck over here to just out of the vision range of the Zilmaga tower and planted a pylon just slightly further forward for the attack. Now I have a bunch of units just coming in the front. Another place I'm likely to place pylons is in this gap here, because you can't spot them, or I was about to say the very top of these trees, just for the early attack here. The Freeman's not using his bunker at all, which is surprising to me. He does have a little bit of marines, but army supply wise I'm obviously double what he has because of his early expand. He has it down, he's mulling it up, he's getting some workers in and about, getting some attacks going on. In terms of army supply though, I'm actually winning in the probe count. 27 is a little bit oversaturated for the one base, I think. Yeah, you can see a couple of them dotting back and forward. But here you go, pulling the zealots forward and trying to mix my units together. I'm going to push up and just see what I can see, have a couple of attacks off of, you know, I realise there's nothing coming out of the bunker here, and a couple of things jump in, so we instantly switch to the bunker, cut up the zealots, good effort, and that's me killed all his forces here. He instantly pulls all of his workers off the line, besides the one on gas. I tried to catch him with a sneaky force field, but it doesn't go so well. My second round of reinforcements is coming in. We're shooting his command center. He's not lifting it up quickly enough, and the fact that I've got a nice combination of stalkers and sentries means I'm going to be able to burn it before it goes away. Now that's me. I've sacked his expansion. I've done quite a good job, and opposed to other games I've played, you'll see me actually pull back with my force to about here. I'm not going to spend money on my next set of reinforcements. I'm actually going to save up far more than I need, and I don't know why this observer's coming with me. I want to park him up here. I'm going to, you know, drop down here, get a whole bunch of stuff, you know, Nexus, couple of assimilators, couple of pylons. I've done well. And a key lesson to be learned in StarCraft is if you've done some good aggression, a good thing, probably the best thing you can do, instead of running up this ramp and getting yourself killed. I mean, there's a good couple of empty bunkers sitting up here and a whole bunch of barracks. Rather than running up this ramp and getting yourself killed, is to keep an eye out. I've got vision to see if he's ever bringing another expansion back down, and as you can see in production... Oh, hang on a second. I've actually jumped back about 20 seconds there. My phone just went. It was my work. I had to grab it. I decided that I was already committed about 10 minutes into this replay, so I didn't want to have to start casting again. As you can see, my good friend the Freeman is dropping his expansion again over here. I have a nice cluster of forces. I have quite a good army supply lead. Oh my god, I have more than triple army supply lead. So actually, at the moment, I probably could, especially with an observer, run up here and crush the forces of Garden. But at the moment, I think I'm actually more focused on getting on my own stuff, getting some extra gateways going, getting some more probes, getting my expansion up and running. I'm just keeping an eye on everything that's going on here. You can actually see with my observer, I managed to spot that he's came down and he's building a bunker. So I'm going to grab just a couple of forces, just 3 of my forces up here to just sack this, get rid of this, kill the SCV. He runs up his ramp and cancels off his own thing. I don't know whether he expected me to come up with all my forces, or what he really expected to be going on. But that was just to try and stop him from pushing down, making a better defensive wall. My opinion really right now is that siege tanks, all the things, siege tanks here to just blanket, carpet fire, super death fire, any units running past here would save me going around the choke there. Vision sees for me that I'm going to see his forces coming down here, so I'm ready, I'm prepared to engage this if I have to. But as I've already covered, it's not the biggest force in the world. I've managed to, he's got far too many barracks. He spent far too much money. And I'm getting another warp in. I'm getting a whole bunch of zealots up. If you look back down here, I've actually got quite a good amount of forces. I have quite a good amount of workers at my expansion. I'm not actually using gas at the moment because I do have quite a piece of gas. And I'm missing the engagement. Yeah. I've decided to run in face first and take out what I can unit-wise. A quick and easy victory it's going to be. I'm going to push the rest of his forces up the ramp. I'm going to force field the ramp for no good reason. I'm going to kill the expansion and move a little bit away from the cliff because I've done a very stupid thing of force fielding all my own forces down the bottom of the ramp. And then now my force fields are gone. I have vision of the high ground with my zealots. I don't know why I'm not this observer though. I have vision of the high ground. I can quickly take all this out. He's not going to be able to mass repair this in time, is he? Yes, he is. But it's K because I'm warping in more units and more units and more units. I've crushed his army. That's going to be the game right there. He is actually using all of his resources on this command center, whereas, you know, yeah, he just leaves the game. So I was gonna make it a completely different game, but I'm actually gonna quit the replay and just jump straight into the next one. Yeah, load, yeah. So we'll just jump straight on into this. It was actually one game after the other, as you're about to see. Nameplates and that. There we go. The Freeman this time is spawning up on the top right. I'm like, good luck, have fun again. He's like, didn't we just play? And he's like, good luck, have fun. And I'm like, yep. And he does sticky outy tongue face. Nice little bit of banter going on here. This time we're on Zelnaga Caverns. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what the crack is here. But yeah, here we go. Second game. One game after the other. And you'll see the difference in my play, the difference in Gordon's play as well. Straight from the bat. Now a couple of blue clicks here and here. I'm sending my 9 pylon scout up to his base. Now I've decided to just beat this fool with a 4-gate. Why not beat him with a 4-gate again, right? Or at least I think that's what I'm going to go for. I don't actually honestly remember. But off the bat, I'm coming up here. I'm going to grab this tower first, and then I'm going to move on up, just occasionally, because if you notice you path your own unit, it'll come up this side, and if he pathes his unit, it'll come up this side. So I like to grab the tower and see if I can see if he's sending anything down, just for the sake of it, I guess. We actually have a little worker fist bump there. He was going to build his barracks, but it got blocked by my probe, and then I run off, check his gas timings again, come down here. He is actually walling off, which is nice to see. It's nice to see that he's going to wall off this game, unlike last game, because this way I won't actually be able to see what he's doing the second I lose this probe. I actually check he does have gas this time as well, so it won't be a similar build to last time. Interesting use of walkarounds there. Meanwhile, the SCV for the Freeman makes it up into my base. He sees that I have a base and not much else, but he's gonna go walk around here, check this, come to the front. Oh look, that was cool. And then he's gonna leave and hide down here. Now my opening is the same as my opening every other game. It's getting quite boring actually. And you see me with my wee SC probe. Yep, StarCraft probe. I wasn't going to say SCV because I'm smarter than that. I've pulled out of the base because, as you can see, what did you just try and make, Freeman? I think I'm going to guess bunker, or he either placed his supply depot in the wrong place. Now he's got his full wall off at the front here. He's getting his orbital coming out. He's also still got his sneaky little guy hidden down here. I don't know whether the plan is to use that for secondary scouting, come back up, see what you can see, or whether the plan is to, you know, just hide down there, see my expansion timing perhaps. You know, I won't be able to see it myself until the expansion, I was going to say, goes live, but there you go. Back up the top, the first Marine is out, the second Marine is on his way, another barracks, another gas as well. You can sense, I guess, that he's maybe going to go for something a little more gas intensive than just Marines. He might be going just straight out Marauders. We'll see if he drops, there you go, a tech lab on here to get some Marauders, to get maybe some stim or some combat shields coming out. Meanwhile, back home for me, I've got my second gateway out, I've got a Zealot out, I'm starting to chrono boost my warp gate research. I have a nice little saturation going on here. I should probably cut probes. I'm starting to think I have a little too many probes myself, but you know, we're still bringing some out. I still have vision of the Zelnaga Tower, although my poor little probe isn't actually able to see anything at the moment, and in theory if Gordon snuck his units down this side, then he'd be able to get by me completely. Now, back up top, we actually have a factory coming in this time. It's not a straight into expand build, and if you look back down the bottom, I've got another 2 gates. Another 2 gates? I have a 2 gates warping in. One's just about finished, that's there, and the third one here. So I'm going for maybe the same build again, a 3-gate robo. I actually also have a stalker coming out. I'm not preparing to force field the ramp, but yeah, gotta be careful, Nosh, you could get it stuck in there. Very good use of not orthosis piloning myself. Piloning myself. I'm actually away placing my proxy up here. But if we have a look back in the base, we have another tech lab, and a whole bunch of marauders coming out from the Freeman. And we have a little scouting marine coming down the ramp here. Factory's just finished, and straight away, nope, not straight away, he's going to go back to the line. Yeah, amazing. Oh, also, I completely missed concussive shells about to finish, and Stimpack just starting. We have a reactor coming out now to get some marines, and the Freeman is now going to build himself a starport, I think. Although, it might actually be an expansion by the number of minerals he's flowing, and the fact he's not building a starport. No, it was waiting for the Vespian. Silly Billy me. Now, I'm pushing up with my first 3 forces. I'm pushing up towards this first. I've seen that I had to pull my probe. I had to pull my probe back to make sure that he didn't die. I've just got my 3 gateways up there. I've just got my robo finished now. I should maybe make an observer and go have a look to see what's actually going on. Meanwhile, my little probe's sneaking around to build a backdoor pylon just coming up onto his expansion here. I'm not warping in any more units as yet because I'm bad at the game. I'm gonna join my forces up together. Oh, those are warped in units. Herp, derp, I'm bad at commenting. I eventually have my observer coming out when Stim's just about to finish, and if we look at army size, at the moment we're actually pretty bang on even. No, I have watched this game before. I did know that there was a command center coming, but the hot swap has happened there. The factory was building the reactor, but now it's the starport that's, you know, producing 1 medevac at a time because he doesn't have the minerals to build a second. There you go. Anyway, I have a bunch of forces here. I think I poked up to see the lack of expansion here, and I'm like, that's kind of odd. I'm actually getting some immortals out, some completely blind immortals, but I changed my mind. Did I change my mind? Why did I change my mind? I changed my mind from an immortal to an observer. The first observer's up, looking at my forces. There's a probe building a sneaky backdoor pylon that's going to be spotted, is it? It's not going to be. That's fortunate for me, for now anyway. But he's moving down with his army. He's actually moving out with his army. Is he going to see my pylon? Is he going to see it? He's not going to see it. That's fortunate for me. I'm not going to see this push coming though, and that's maybe why he's sneaking down where he is sneaking down. I also have my observer moving out across the map. Oh, he must have spotted that somewhere. Once this finished, maybe he spotted it. So he's moving back and killing off my pylon. Now he's moving back to the front because I guess he has the sense that I must be pushing. So he's going to defend any push that's coming. Meanwhile, back in my base, I've actually dropped a robo bay. I'm going to go for Colossus Tech. I also have an expansion of my own coming down because it's been too long. He's stemmed to engage. I'm not going to do well here. Stalkers aren't going to do well against Marauders. I started focusing the medevac, but I lose a whole bunch of Stalkers. I then decide not to focus the medevac and just you know, let them do whatever they do best. Which means, in terms of the engagement, I'm actually coming off worse. Meanwhile, back up here, there's a nice little force, which isn't actually needed. A whole bunch of Stalkers, just micro them back up, Nosh, you don't want a showdown. Okay, so he comes down, he takes out my pylon. He's also flying over and landing his expansion, and now he knows that those Stalkers came out from a pylon here, so he's going to sneak behind the fiery gates of hell, and he's going to kill it. So now I have no forward pylon. I have no army. The 2 supply I think I have are this observer and that observer. So 2 observers down. I have this 1 probe hidden back over here, but he's not placed a pylon. And I have my expansion just about finished. Now, in terms of an army, I have 3 Stalkers myself. I have this 1 Colossus on the way, but it's not quite there yet. And that's it. In terms of my good opponent's army, 20... No, that's not a fine unit at all. 2 medevacs, 11 Marauders, 12 Marines. All he needs to do is just run down the map and absolutely kill me. Which thankfully for me he's not doing, and I'm keeping my eye on his forces with my observer here. I'm also keeping my eye on his expansion with my other observer. You know, I'm doing a good bit of scouting. But I can see this push is on its way. There's even more units. This big MMM ball, that's a lot of units. It's 2 pages worth of units, just, and my observer. Now, in terms of units, you can see that I've now managed to get myself 6 Stalkers, but 6 Stalkers and 1 Colossus. I could be Huck, and I don't think I could micro 6 Stalkers and 1 Colossus. Oh good, 9 Stalkers and 1 Colossus. It's starting to favour me a little bit better, but at the same time, there's still more units being pumped out of these barracks as well. The push is now coming. We're around the 12-minute mark of the game. The push is now coming, and I have a completely undefended, no pylon, no assimilated expand. I don't have eyes on either of the towers, and I know it's coming. I've managed to get another round of stalkers in, but my stalkers are still not upgraded at all. A good scan just takes out my obs. My obs has been taken out, and here comes the engagement. Now, army supply, I've managed to claw a little bit back. Also, at the same time, he doesn't have everything that he's got coming down. He's actually planting a couple of engineering bases. He's going to start his upgrades. But this little ball here should be more than enough. That's not the best concave in the world, not. Now these units are doing nothing. Stemmed up bio. No Colossus to, like, laser death tag these, so I lose every single stalker I have, and he runs straight in the mineral line. My Colossus gets a couple of shots off, but it needs to run. It needs to run. Run, Colossus. Climb. Climb. He's just like, I scared you back to your base, and he comes down. He's absolutely destroying all my probes. He's destroying my Nexus. His medevacs are healing up his units quite nicely. He's not even bringing down this force here. He has another force he could just easily bring down. He's actually getting another round of units coming in. He's doing quite well. His expand as well is up and running, is doing well income-wise. I've just been crushed. So he's sneaking off back here, because he saw these probes. He saw these probes run for their life, and, you know, he's a vicious man. He's not gonna give them a chance. They just accept their fate. They know that there's nothing they can do. Now, when you're down, and you're lonely, and you've got 1200 minerals, I decided some more gateways, probably the better plan. I don't know why I've not been building more gateways earlier on, but this little force here, it would actually be enough to run up the ramp and crush me, but he does know I have this Colossus, so I think he's waiting just for a little while to see if he can get some more units in. A command center on the way, another barracks coming down, a whole bunch of supply depots, because he is actually a little bit supply capped right now. His barracks are actually constantly spitting out a good number of Marines Marauders. He hasn't managed to grab all of his stuff coming down with a secondary force. We're actually going to see a nice double force flanking from two sides, one actually shooting up here and taking out this stuff, and one coming in the front. Now, at this point, there's not a lot I can do. I need these to be gateways. There we go. But even still, army supply-wise, I'm now the person who is half the supply. I'm now the person who is losing the economy game. You know, 1,400 minerals, another expand ready to be landed, a whole bunch of barracks here. So let's just, yeah, more barracks than anyone could ever have asked for. He takes out a gateway, surprisingly, and I kind of run round and try and chase away his army. But with concussive shells, I'm actually getting kited by this Marine Marauder ball. I'm trying to engage it with my two Colossus, but, you know, all he needs to do is grab this army and just charge up in at my base. So I've kind of pushed it away, and for some reason he decides that he doesn't like the destructible rocks outside my high yield, so he's just going to shoot at them. This time, this actual army's running around here and is coming up to attack my base. Now, I'm moving up for the Zone-Agate Tower to see if I can watch it, but at the same time, I'm losing. There goes my Cyber Core. Some pylons, that takes out two gateways. There you go. I'm trying to scramble back to my base. I do have vision of the high ground, that's fair enough, but this force is enough to kill the tiny little force I have left. Doesn't matter how well I micro any of this. There's no chance in hell that I can win this. Very well played this time round from Gordon. He actually did a good job, especially after the loss in the first game, to bring it back in the second game. I didn't play as well the second game as I did the first game, and I made a couple of mistakes myself, but unfortunately for me, and fortunately for him, it's a win for him. It negated both of our games, and they were a good couple of games, so I'm going to come down here, he's going to stem off, kill the rest of my enforcements. Okay, I do have 1,300 minerals, but that's the game. That's the game, Nosh. It's the game. That's the game. Look how he's kiting all your stuff. It's the game. It's the game. That's one probe. He's gonna do it somehow. Yeah. Army supply 7 to 88. He's even got upgrades coming up. GG. Sticky outy tonguey face. Thank you very much for watching these back-to-back 2 games versus the Freeman. I hope you enjoyed them. I'm going to try and post this to YouTube. It's probably going to take 6 weeks, so keep on watching, and peace out.